Hit the beach, hear the cheers, and hide from the cold. We have it all here on The Ekko. Good morning, and welcome back to a brand new season of The Ekko. We've got a whole new crew of reporters and videographers, and we're ready to go. Today is Friday, March 23rd, 2018. I'm Izzy Kranz. Let's get started. First of all, let's talk about your fun vacations, or staycations, that made up your spring break. The big break is always an exciting time for everyone here at HHS. Many people decided to hit the road or run away from a typical day in Minnesota. Grace Griffith and her friends decided to travel out of the country to Costa Rica. Skylar Stika and her other 95 friends and family, that's right, I said 95, decided to go to Riviera Maya, Mexico. And senior Josie Pekosh decided to travel as well. And get this, she went to Egypt. What a fun-filled spring break for all of them. I hope you had a great spring break and safe travels. A couple of weeks ago, a new fresh face traveled to our school to share her story. I'm talking about the author Kao Kalia Young. She came to see us in February to share inspiring thoughts about her book, The Song Poet. She spoke about experiences living in the United States as an immigrant. Her book has received many awards and honors, including being named a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award. This event was brought to us by the Hastings Reads program. This program has been bringing authors to our school for many years. Inspiration can be found in many classrooms and corners of this building. Not only can we find it from visiting authors, we can also find it in our faculty. One inspiring teacher is a new face in this school, but has a familiar name. I'm talking about the name Warren. The Warren legacy continues in the choir department as Lynn retires and passes his position to his son, Luke. Here to sing his praises is the Ekko's Annika C.
If you take a stroll down to the music pod, you'll find a friendly new face sitting in the office labeled Warren. Just beginning his new position this September with great enthusiasm.
It's exciting to take over a thing like this.
His colleagues and students agree that he has been a wonderful addition.
He's been a great fit here. I think the students enjoy him. I know I enjoy him as a staff member as well as a colleague and friend.
It's no secret he connects well with the students.
Mr. Warren has brought a ton of energy. He'll get in with us and make jokes and just kind of hang out with us. He's kind of much more personal when it comes to the guys hanging around making jokes.
Mr. Warren conducts 2 choirs and directs the show choir, Riverside Company, as well. It's obvious to see that he's always been passionate about getting students involved and excited about choir and musical expression.
I've wanted to do this. I have watched my parents impact so many kids and just thought, this is what I want to do.
In fact, Mr. Warren was a part of Riverside Company when he attended high school, and even had a solo.
When you came, my cup runneth over. You gave me your heavenly love, but it was not. You hear crying from above.
Despite being 15 years later, the program has kept its original spirit.
But that's been my favorite part, is that kids have been so receptive and willing to just jump off a cliff and see what happens.
While constantly improving.
I mean, the improvement, the musicality, the singing that's happening in this department from where it was 15 years ago is much better than it was.
So far, Warren's first year has been a great success.
I'm just glad I'm here. It's where I belong, and I'm excited for what the next who knows how many years has in store.
This is Annika C. signing off for The Ekko.
While it's sad to see one Warren go, it's wonderful to see another one filling his shoes. If you see the new Mr. Warren around, make sure to give him a smile and a wave. There's a lot of musical talent in our school. Another instance of that talent was on display at the recent Snow Week variety show. The Ekko's Corey Roloff tunes us in to one student whose love of piano is the key to his happiness.
Dylan Borash is an amazing musician here at our very own HHS. He is also our 2018 Snow Week Talent Show winner and wrote his very own song.
I wrote it a few years before I actually played it in the talent show. I had a rough idea, and then I just started adding stuff until I got to the one that I performed at the show.
Not only is Dylan talented working alone, but also comes together to play in our jazz band and concert band.
Yep, he plays percussion in our wind ensemble in our concert band, and then he plays piano and jazz band. Yeah, and he's just really come along in 3 years. It's amazing what he's done.
A lot of musicians had someone in their life to inspire them, and Dylan is no different when it comes to his inspiration.
My parents inspired me to do it. My dad does music for his job.
Mikey Borash plays piano at the Shout House, a bar in Minneapolis. Dylan is also thinking of going into this business.
Dylan has lots of options in music, I think, to go into, and he's such a talented person in so many different things. I think he could choose a lot of different paths.
Oh, mid-December, late November time.
I've thought about it. I think it would be like a good first job once I'm 21, so I can actually work there. But I think it would be something cool to try. I mean, I like performing, so.
With this great talent, it took Dylan lots of time and practice.
They put me in lessons when I was 5 years old, and then I did 10 years of lessons. Then when I got into high school, I stopped with lessons because I was too busy, but I continued to play in like jazz band and show choir.
Before you know it, fire threaded closer to your skin.
Not only does he have a great talent for playing the piano, but he also has a unique way of learning.
Yeah, it runs through me, my dad, and my grandpa also used to do it. And we've all three of us had the ability to like learn by ear.
If you see Dylan in the halls, make sure to congratulate him on his big win. Signing off for The Ekko, I'm Corey Roloff.
Wow, it's crazy how much talent lies just within one's fingertips. You can catch Dylan jamming out in the music pod practically any day of the week. Although the music department is busy, it's not the only place that's been taking care of business. Our athletic department always strives for greatness, and it clearly shows. For example, the wrestling team made it to the state tournament once again and ended up finishing 6th in the whole state of Minnesota. The wrestlers were not the only team doing big things. The Raiders Alpine ski team went slipping and sliding to the state tournament in Biwabik. The boys team took 4th while the girls placed 6th. Lastly, the Kirk Johnson Memorial basketball game was a huge hit, ending in a sad defeat for the high school. The middle school took home their first ever win. In other sporting news, we want to make sure you say a big congratulations to 2 students who perform at the top of their game. I'm talking about the Athena and Apollo athletes, Crystal Carlson and Trey Rogers. What makes these athletes so outstanding? Crystal is a star of the basketball court and has been playing since 2nd grade. She plans to continue her basketball career at University of Sioux Falls. Trey Rogers kills it on the wrestling mat, winning this year's individual state tournament at 195 pounds. Trey will continue wrestling at Hofstra University in New York. Moving on with our show, one of the longest running projects in our school is anything but ordinary. In one nook of our building some never step foot in, a handful of students are getting down and dirty with an undertaking that's slowly chugging along. Here's the Ekko's Madigan Furlong to map out the details of a never-ending road trip.
In our own autos room, a little piece of history sits.
This is a 1949 Chevy 3/4-ton pickup.
Mr. Dietz brought his passion and experience to the students.
The idea was several students had asked about a project because they didn't have their own cars to work on, and they were in autos, and I had always had an interest in old vehicles, so they had asked if we could purchase an old vehicle, so I did that.
Many students have been working on it all year long.
I've helped Bondo on some of the body, getting more experience with older vehicles that you don't generally see in a shop.
This is quite an interesting way for students to learn.
Right now we're putting a heater core in, getting the fan for the radiator all painted up.
And exactly just how long has this little piece of history been with us?
I think 8 or 9 years. So it's been a very, very long process.
Auto body repair stuff we do is just on donated hoods and doors, and they've already been smashed up, and when the kids get done with them they just go back in the dumpster, so it's nice to see your work go on something that'll hopefully be driving out on the road someday.
And so many students' hard work has gone into this project.
And they've been working on it for the past several years. They do a little bit more each year.
This truck has been through quite a lot, and nothing has stopped the students this year from working.
In past years, for instance, they did some and they're doing some more now, they do body filler, they sand out all the panels, so hopefully there's not any dents or bumps in them. And then we have a spray booth in there, and right now Mr. Dietz's truck bed is in there, and what they'll do is they'll prime it all, and then eventually they'll spray color on it.
This year, the students have put quite a lot of time and effort into the truck.
Well, this year what our goal is to get some of the parts of it painted and start working on the wiring. So each year we just kind of take it a segment at a time. So hopefully in the next few years it'll be a little bit further than where you see it now.
When it'll be finished, I don't know. It's kind of been a long process, and so I don't have a specific date. Whenever it gets done, probably just drive it to work and back.
So stop by the autos room to ask Mr. Dietz about the truck. This is Madigan Furlong reporting for the Ekko.
The project may have a long road ahead, but with students working on it every year, the final product will be like nothing you've ever seen before. Keep your eyes open for Mr. Dietz showing off the finished truck that so many students helped restore. And that, my friends, brings us to the final stop for the first show of our season. But we'll be back next week and every week until the school year is over. See you soon. I'm Izzy Kranz, reporting for the Ekko.